Okay, we are live. I am Chloe, and this is WordStitch, and we have a guest today.
Hey, it's Jay.
It is Jay.
There we go.
It's why? Oh, he's on the weird side of me. He's not normally on this side of the bed. I've got Chalk today. I've also got, oh God, she's there. Here's another cat there. I'm going to wake her up just to be like a bitch. There's another cat there. You can't see her. You can kind of see her. She just blends in with the blanket. Anyways, how's everybody doing
Blanket
today?
flavored.
Thanks for joining Melanie, and thanks for joining Devin and Shadow. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me know what y'all are working on. And Jay, what are you working on today?
It's still the werewolf thing. I did not get a lot of progress over the last 2 weeks because it has been hell. So this is going to be one of the most stressful periods of my life.
Yeah. Understandable.
Speaking of, is your shed being rebuilt? You guys got the insurance money for that last I checked.
We had the insurance, I guess, adjuster come out. And right now they are, why does he look so stressed? Oh my God. But they gave us a number and we're not happy with that number. So we are, negotiating
them on it
with them right now. But on the grounds, I know it's like, you know, how much can you really say about it? If they say that's how much it's worth, that's how much it's worth. But they had this itemized breakdown of how much everything was going to cost to replace. And it's all parts. There's no labor. So like we have to remove the old shed and they're giving us money for a dumpster. Like that's not... Ken is capable of taking it down, but I'm certainly not. And I feel like, I'm not anything really exceptional.
There's a certain amount of shenaniganery involved in taking a building down when you don't have professionals and like a crane.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I gotta be honest, nobody wants to have to jury rig a situation with a chain and a pickup truck and just hope it doesn't take your fender off. Like, you need equipment for that.
My roommate and his friends, a lot of them are very capable for things like this. This is something that we discussed where I was like, this is a list of people who are not allowed to work on this project. And this is a list of people who I do trust to work on it. But I also don't think that we are normal and that we do have people that I can trust to like take down a building. Also, Shadow, he is a mutt, as most cats are. He definitely has some Maine Coon in him, but also he doesn't quite have munchkin legs, but I feel like there's munchkin as well because he has extremely short legs. So he is a weird potato of a cat. But he's also super handsome in the face, like cat food bag handsome in the face. He doesn't normally give stink eyes like that. I don't know what that's about. So today I am proofreading. I like that Devin thinks my cat looks stoned. I don't know why he's being like this right now. But anyways, I'm proofreading. So if it looks like I'm dicking around on my cell phone during our sprints, it's because I proofread on my phone. I
figured you were using that for like the Chicago Manual of Style reference and stuff, but
oh, that is a fair use for it as well. But no, this is I'm not. So I have a degree in English. I do have a degree in English. My grammar is pretty spot on, which I don't know that the degree actually got me there, but he is like I am really strong on grammar. So
my personal experience with English classes is that they're very rarely helpful and most of them suck, and I didn't learn anything from them because for the first half I was unable to learn any of that stuff because I couldn't read or write until I was in 4th grade. And then for the second half, I went from not being able to read and write to reading at a college level in 6th grade. And then it was all pretty much useless.
So, college classes are a little bit different because they are broken down into like lit versus structure versus writing.
Creative writing and stuff.
Yeah, so it is a little different there. I found that a lot of the classes were useless, but I was really big on like the grammar and the structure of modern English classes. So those did help me a bunch, but I'm pretty good on the rules that I need to worry about.
Yeah.
And so like I use my phone so that I'm looking at it on basically
Give me
I
just a
don't use the
second.
Kindle app, but it's like it's the Overdrive app. So that's it. It's just to have some other different way of looking at it. But Melanie, I understand about getting a migraine over it. It's um I have definite issues depending on where I'm reading, and thankfully my phone is not one of them. But let's go ahead and get this sprint going.
Yeah.
This is our 10-minute. It is 6 after, so we will see you guys at 16 past. Okay.
Somewhere around 150 for me.
Look at that blurry. Oh, geez. I'm so blurry right now. Look at how blurry. Where is focus? Oh, my God. It's like focus is directly in front of it. Everybody at home, while I fight with my camera in that way that we do, look, I'm not even a foot away from that, and it's blurring out on me. Let me know how you did at home. Also, hey, Celeste, and hey, Sandy. Sandy made it back. Let me know how y'all are doing. I'm just gonna be blurry. Oh my God, it's getting worse. Okay, I'm just gonna be blurry. I'm not gonna fight.
Did your cat just like yeet itself off the bed right before the timer went off?
No, he's right there.
Is that what the thumping noise was?
No, he's right there. I don't know what it was. It might have been. I might have hit something. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, buddy. I might have hit something. I don't know. Oh my God, why is this not?
Oh, did you accidentally wake him up?
Yeah. I tapped the bed and he was like, "Ugh." In that distinctly cat way of his. Yeah. Awesome. Oh my God.
Cat activation noise.
You know what? Now is a good time since my focus is all jacked up. I did promise you guys that I was going to start telling you what teas I'm drinking. And today I am drinking. Look at how focused that is.
Oh, good. Sandra's here.
Yes, I'm drinking Kentucky Bourbon by Adagio Teas. It's a really interesting flavor because, like, it's got that bourbon flavor, the whiskey flavor in it, but it's also got like a candy apple flavor to it. Also, if you guys are looking for Christmas presents for people, and you happen to know that they are tea drinkers, I just got an email from Adagio saying that they are still taking tea orders for Christmas. So just like one of those things that people forget about a whole bunch. There we go. I'm finally focused and I will stop talking about tea.
Solution. Potential solution.
Melanie, he likes to sleep at the foot of the bed. He's not really a snuggler. That's his sister. But when we every night for like an hour, we watch a TV show and eat dinner, and he will sit right in between us. And so that's snuggling. But in general, it's more his sister. And Celeste got 250 words. That's awesome. I know Sandy is in the NICU right now, so she's probably going to be like bouncing in and out because she's dealing with newborn right now.
Hey, but newborn is here and in the world now, so congratulations. Yes. You have a kid.
Yes. So Jay, your werewolf story, you are you're drafting it right now, right?
Yes, I am on the first draft and dreading second draft, but it still needs to be done because there are significant chunks of issues. I know it's going to happen. It's just that literally from the point we hit the climax to the end, it is basically a rambling switchback with washouts, and I need to make the conflict more concise.
Understandable,
but I need to finish it first.
You delayed a little bit, yeah.
And my view is gone. That's probably my end. I'm going to give it a second. I'm assuming you can still hear me, though.
I can. Yeah, you're just a little bit choppy, but really not that bad.
I know how it's going to end. I have to get it to the end, pick the ending.
While her internet is behind, hey, Pronoun, thanks for joining as well. Shadow is selling stuff on eBay.
There
there
we
we
go.
go. Oh, there
There we
we go.
go.
You're back. Yay. That was really funny. You did like a hard drop and then popped right back up immediately.
Yeah, but so
So anyways, you have to
I
pick an
had
ending.
to I had to finish the ending and then go back through and tear myself to shreds in the process.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that's not even the editing part. And then I've got to edit, and that's going to be months.
I just did an edit pass. Like, so what I'm proofreading now is what I was editing at the beginning of the month. So I did an edit pass on a wolf shifter romance that I've got kind of backburnered just to like cleanse the palate before I went back to this guy to proofread. And I'm kind of in the same boat with that one. Like I cut out a huge chunk of the beginning because first of all, I thought people were going to be pissed about how it began. And I was like, I can just have this all happen before the story starts. But then I don't think it actually made any difference to the fact that the beginning is just really confusing and the characters are not good in the beginning. So like
Yeah.
most of it, like once I got to the second part of it, it's okay. When I did the edit, I was like, okay, I don't need to rewrite any of this. But I have to rewrite like 6 chapters in the beginning because it is
Yeah.
bad, and that's not usual for me. But that's the one that I struggled. It took me a year to write that draft. Like obviously, I was writing other stuff, but that's not all the other books in that series. It took me like 2 weeks to write those.
I
So
mean, technically, I probably could finish this with just a set of bullet points of what I want to work to and then go back to the beginning. But then I had to write the end and basically then redo the second draft while I'm doing the third draft and have that section be behind the whole time,
yes.
which is not great when it's the ending of your novel.
It's not, it's better. The situation that I'm in is way better that it's the beginning because I can write that beginning fresh and then I can edit the rest of it and then I can go back and edit that beginning and it
There
is
are so many
definitely
continuity errors for me right now.
do you have any sort of a Bible for it?
I'm gonna have to, but that'll
Yeah.
be when I'm going through because I had made some change decisions right in the middle and was just like, I'll go back and edit it in the second half, and like, then I'm gonna have to go back and edit it in the second half, but I don't
I have
remember what I
all of
changed.
post-it notes of stuff like that I'm like, oh man, here's stuff that I know I forgot to do. And I mean, I do also, depending on what draft I'm in, I will take notes within the program, but not not for some of this. Some of this I just need to put a sticky
Yeah.
note actually there out in the world to be like, look, you must see these are physical things.
I mean, the good part of it is that this is the first novel where I've actually finished the fucking thing.
Oh, there you go.
Like, I have finished a short story, and then the rest of it is just fits and starts of writing. And so this is the second time I've actually finished something, but I
My
need to actually finish it.
my first novel, I feel like I started writing in 2005 and didn't finish until like 2011. So I
Yeah.
get it. And now the last novel that I finished, I started on um, November 16th and I finished on December 2nd. So it gets
Yeah,
better.
it does.
Let's go ahead and do our next sprint. It is a 25-minute sprint. It is 25 past, so we will see you guys at 10 of. Good luck, everybody. Okay, that is time. There we go. Let me know how y'all did. Jay, I think I figured out what that bang was that you heard last time. It was probably my drawer going in for me typing. Because
what did I do?
At the end of the first sprint, I realized that there was something that I needed to like go into the document and fix. Like when I'm proofreading on my phone, I just highlight errors, like I'm not going for massive changes. But there was an actual change that I needed to make, so I had pulled up the document to do it.
Yeah.
And then I had closed that drawer right as that was ending. So that's what that was. How did you do?
Yeah. I just like I heard a random thump and I saw movement when I was going through things. So I was like, oh, the cat jumped off the bed.
Yeah. Yeah. And I realized because I did it in the middle of that sprint too. And I was like, oh, that sounds an awful lot like a cat jumping off a bed.
Yeah. Oh, let's sit up.
So I got one chapter finished and most of another chapter finished. I wanted to get a little bit further, but I had that correction that I needed to make. And then I hopped onto the CNN website for all the fussing that was going on about the Electoral College and how nothing is over until the Electoral College happens. It's like third page coverage on CNN. Like it's just kind of back there happening. And they're like, if you want to watch, you can click here, but otherwise we don't care. Which I found amusing. And also like, that's absolutely what it is every year. Again, I'm 40 years old. I've been through this 10 times now. Nobody's ever given a crap about the Electoral College until this time.
Yeah. I mean,
Andrea,
I've always had the opinion that the Electoral College is shit, but my dad is of the opinion that it's necessary for the people in the Midwest and stuff to be able to. I know it's lagging.
You are
so give me a second. Oh no. And there I go.
You are lagging, yes. Well, she's getting that worked out. Andrea got $397, and that's great. You showed up late. You still got $397.
I am a little over
and
300.
Shadow's Lair got $1. And it's okay. And Sandy had her baby on December 1st. And you're hoping to get them out by Christmas. I was wondering because you had that delay. So hopefully that works out for you. And Jay, are you still you're still lagging?
I think it's working now. There are 4 people in this house and we're all using computers and my dad telecommutes for work internationally. So it's a little straining on our Wi-Fi. I still over 300. I'm not counting specifically because that involves like highlighting things and stuff I don't deal with. Around and go again. I think you can still hear me, so I'm going to keep going. I got around 300.
Your audio is better.
Did pretty good finishing up the key conversations, and then we're on to like the final exposition stuff. And damn it,
you are hitting this right now. That's okay. Sandy did some proofreading. Awesome. Jay just bounced out. Hopefully we'll be right back. Oh my God. I keep getting the same Facebook notification if I want to read, not Facebook, Amazon notification about whether I want to read an ebook while I'm waiting for the print copy of it to arrive. The problem with that is the book that I'm getting a print copy of. There she's back. Sorry, Jay, your window is directly behind my my
It's okay.
camera, so I
I'm
didn't
not
actually
like
see you at first. But anyways, the paperback that it keeps asking me if I want to read the ebook for right now is a gift. It's not mine. I don't have any interest in reading it. So I wish Amazon would stop asking me if I want to read this book, because I don't actually. And I don't know. I think it's weird to order a print copy of something and then also want to read it in ebook, but readers have weird habits, so okay. I see you making stink faces at your screen, Jay. That's okay. Jay's just going to be at technical difficulty land for a little while. Yes, as Melanie said, Amazon, please just stop. Like, oh my God, I don't need this anymore. And Sandy now has to do baby stuff in the next sprint. But that's okay. Just had a baby 2 weeks ago. And you're still stuck at the hospital. So, like, yeah, baby stuff is hard
nobody
right
is
now.
begrudging you this. Cut yourself a break.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get it done when you get it done. Otherwise, I have a newborn is a perfectly reasonable explanation. It's also a reasonable explanation for murdering people who ring your doorbell. So, it's also, it's a good excuse for pretty much everything.
Even writers deserve a maternity leave. So I realize that doesn't happen because most of us don't actually ever really stop, but you can justify any stop you take right now as just little pockets of maternity leave.
I mean, the problem is if I stop writing, the stories keep going in my head. So it doesn't stop. I don't stop writing. The words just stop going on pages.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And the thing is that if I do stop writing and the words stop going on pages, then they go in my brain and then I lose them all. Also, pronoun. So you just did some research. You better tell me what that research was, because there's nothing I love more in the world than research.
Research is the best.
I wish I was joking about that, but like, give me knowledge. I must have it.
I went down a weird research rabbit hole and ended up at the USGS headquarters looking at maps of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, trying to remember
the level of light bulbing I hit once.
Oh no. I just pulled up my, what the hell? I went on some wiki hole yesterday and I must have deleted, or I must have closed all of those windows because they are not on my wiki app right now. And that makes me sad because there was something where I was like, this is a real weird thing for me to be looking up right now. Okay. So, go ahead.
I mean, part of it is I'm in. Yeah, next sprint is probably a good idea.
Get a chance to restart that computer and see.
Maybe this will stop doing this to me if we go on a sprint. Let's go on a sprint.
Yeah. We'll go on a sprint and wish the best of luck to today's computer. It is 5 o'clock.
I might have misheard you around the robot voice too. Oh, no, I did
not. We will see you guys at 1:30. Okay, we are back. Let us know how you did in comments. I got that scene done. That scene that I thought I was almost done in my last sprint ended up being a huge scene or a huge chapter.
Oh.
So I did finally finish that, and I did get another scene done. I have big goals of getting. I literally wanted this completely proofread and formatted and like on Amazon to get approved today. I'm 70% through this proofread, and that's not even like
I'm
fixing stuff. So I am still behind. My entire life on this one
I'd
has
say
been behind,
personal
and that's
goal
okay.
would probably be
What
better
did
to
you
be
do,
like January 15th. Just that way you have some extra room.
Oh, no. This will
Yeah,
absolutely
but
be
you know
done
what?
tomorrow.
Giving yourself a ridiculously roomy goal often helps you get it done, because if you're just sitting there like it was supposed to be done yesterday, it was supposed to be done yesterday, it was supposed to be done yesterday, it makes it worse.
Yeah, this is due to be published on the 19th. So yeah. I don't have that kind of window, but that's okay. And honestly, the sooner I get this done, right now is my big sales time for this series, because the first book in the series is a Christmas book, and a lot of people buy the entire series all at once. So the sooner I have it out, the sooner I'm making an extra $3 per sale, which would be nice. And hopefully those sales will start being US sales again, because I've been doing really well this month, but not in the US. So like my ranking is amazing in the UK right now. And here in the US, I'm at like 120,000. Like, oh my God, does somebody buy my book in the US?
I mean, to be fair, the United States is in the middle of one of the worst pandemic and economic recessions in a decade.
Oh, but like that sale also includes Kindle Unlimited, and Kindle Unlimited is still holding pretty strong right now. Just for some reason, most, and like I started strong in the US this month, and then this past week, out of nowhere, all of my sales have been UK and Australia and Canada. And thank you, UK and Australia and Canada, but also I want
Did something get filtered?
Ranking to go up.
Did something get filtered? Like, that's the only way.
I don't know. And like, I haven't gotten any notification for my ads. I run AMS, which is Amazon, and I run Facebook ads. My Amazon ads are only US. So all of these sales are most likely coming from my Facebook ads, which is fantastic because it's proof. It's hard to get proof that your Facebook ads are working. So that's nice to have something that like I know that's the only way that they're seeing this. But yeah, for some reason, like I'm still getting the regular number of impressions in the US, but my clicks have gone down as well. I don't know. It's all really weird.
This is going to sound like the weirdest suggestion on the planet. Have you tried advertising on Tumblr? Because from what I know, it's actually pretty cheap. And if you look reasonably put together and not sketchy and interesting, you might get clicks because you're not like an empty room advertisement.
Gotcha. I haven't tried, but also I've literally never used Tumblr in my life.
It's got a huge writing community, though. There are a lot of writers and readers on there.
Yes. And like, it's not something that like I'm too old that like, you know, certainly when Tumblr started, I was well in their demographic. It just was never anything that interested me at the time, because it wasn't like Facebook was always good for me because, and the same with MySpace, because I was interacting, like I've always used it more for like people that I actually know outside of the internet. And I've just never had a life where I needed that. But
because it's like from what I remember, this is a werewolf shapeshifter story that started with a Christmas thing.
Or is that a different one? But that's okay.
Demons and Angels would still probably go pretty well for. Look, Neil Gaiman's on the website. Demons and Angels is going to sell well.
Yeah.
And so
I'll
they're
look into
fairly
it. I'm not, as long as
so,
they're not too expensive, I don't mind throwing a couple of bucks at them. I'll
like,
definitely give it a whirl.
the main suggestion is as long as you don't look like too capitalist, like very pushy ad, or like a sketchy broken website that could literally suck you into the fourth dimension of hell.
No, I go directly to Amazon.
If it looks interesting, people will probably click on it.
Okay. I didn't even know that Tumblr had ads. So, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, most of them are really dumb, but apparently a lot of websites use that to test their ads to make sure they work before they put it with somebody else.
Oh, that makes sense.
And so
Yeah.
it's a lot of readers and writers. Honestly, I'd put in your tags. Just like do like AO3 style tags.
Mm-hmm.
Quick synopsis, maybe a picture of your cover. Just tell them what it's about, give them a synopsis, tell them what they're expecting in like tag form, like Hurt Comfort, Demons and Angels, stuff like that, and then just see what happens. It might do nothing or it might work. Tumblr's a pretty hard.
Right. Again, if it's only a couple of bucks for it, then I don't.
Yeah.
I will throw them a couple bucks. Yeah, I'll poke around on that later. I just opened it up to remind myself later to look at it. Also, go ahead.
Oh,
are you behind again, or is it me? This might be me.
Oh, laggy.
Are we okay now?
All of a sudden, you're a little bit laggy.
It was, you know what happened was I tried to open the business Tumblr site and
oh no.
I don't know why. It had to have been like something going on with that site because it's not like I don't open tabs.
Oh, Tumblr is always broken somehow.
Okay.
Users call it a hell site because every single time an update rolls out, every single comment on the staff thing about the update is, here's how to get rid of it with XKit and roll it back to where you want it to be.
Oh, jeez.
And so they have ads. As I understand it, it's a rather hard platform to advertise to, mostly just because the entire platform's in chronological order. They don't have an algorithm that like gives you what they think you want. But books and stuff, like if you do it in like a T format, people are going to like that. And you might get some clicks. And I think it might be worth it.
So I was pulling up the business site so that I could remember to look into it later. And since that failed, it's now on a Post-it note.
Yeah. Tumblr's coders are dumb. The website itself works fine. It's just that every single time they try to update something, it breaks. Something ridiculous like notes or follows or blocking people. And it's always something different, like just all of a sudden you get no notifications or everything will turn purple or like just formatting will break. It's the funniest thing. Every single time they update, it's never something helpful.
So in the last sprint, there were a bit of comments about grave digging, and I feel like I need to clarify something. So where this was I had asked the pronoun what they were researching, and they said grave digging for the book, to which I said, actually, I did a project in 7th grade about grave robbing. So a pronoun said, I don't remember my 7th grade projects being that interesting. So I feel like I should clarify this slightly.
In 7th grade English. Oh, sorry. You finish your thing and then I'll tell my story. Sorry.
So in 7th grade for me at our school, we had these, both 7th and 8th grade, we had these great big projects that were like cross class. So there was like an English component and a social studies component and a science component for it. That was a great big thing where we had to like give presentations and everything.
Did you go to an IB school?
No, not at all. This was a Delaware public school. The weird thing though was like our school did the Industrial Revolution, which was great. The other middle school in our district did the same thing. I'm going to preface this by saying it was 1992, I'm going to say. And they did the Holocaust. And yeah, I don't know if it was specifically the Holocaust or just like World War II in general, but I do know that some students had to like wear the gold stars and like yeah, but again, 1992, like it was a weird time. Looking back on it, I'm like, that is horrific, and thank God I was not in that school. But
the poor Jewish students at that school, oh my God.
Yeah, like, oh, that's not okay now. I will say also that like we didn't have any Jewish kids in that area. So there wasn't really a chance for there to be a big uproar about like, this was a bad idea. So, anyway, so for us, we had the Industrial Revolution. We had these big team projects that we had to do. We were assigned topics and we could do what we wanted with those topics. In my group, it was 4 of us, 1 dropped out, so it was just me and 2 others. They happened to be like my closest friends at the time. And we got medicine in the Industrial Revolution. And everything was going great with the project. I mean, there was like, it was certainly a bad time, but it was also like huge innovations were made, medical wise, during the Industrial Revolution that like now we're like, well, don't ever do that. But compared to what they were doing before was actually great.
Turns out arsenic can kill you.
Right. But also like in comparison to what they were using before arsenic actually worked really well. You could just overdose really easily. So this whole project was going great, really smoothly. Everything was fine. And then we discovered that part of why there was such a big medical revolution during the Industrial Revolution was the cadavers that they were buying at a good enough price that instead of it coming from like people who were like selling their loved ones because they needed money, eventually it turned into grave robbing where people were digging up dead bodies to sell them. And of course, you tell a bunch of 11-year-olds that like this was part of why the medical revolution happened during the Industrial Revolution, and we're like, this is all we care about now. The only thing we want to know is about this, and the only thing every single other kid in 7th grade wants to know is this. So we're going to write our paper as well as we can, but our presentation is going to 95% be grave robbing.
You're 4 teachers, but they asked for it.
We were all, I don't know that there was like honors students in 7th grade. We definitely didn't have honors classes until like we got to high school, but we were all absolutely grade A students. So they really couldn't do anything to stop us because we were like, we're putting together a very good presentation on grave robbing.
Yes, you get to look at corpses. Congratulations.
Yeah, this is great. Nobody had to look at corpses because it was, again, 1992 when we didn't really have enough technology to, like, we had projectors, of course, but like
different threads in my head right now.
Yeah, we weren't talented enough to like make things to go on a projector because we didn't have computers. It was 1992.
To quick cover the things going on in my break, 1, I cannot see the time because I had to fiddle around with my computer a lot and accidentally deleted the control bar, which I'm going to have to restart my computer to fix.
I've done that before. I've accidentally pinned it to the side of my screen, and that was pretty much as devastating as losing it entirely.
It's listed as Windows Explorer in the Control-Alt-Delete task manager thing. Turns out it is not Windows Explorer, it is my control bar, and I need that.
Yes.
It still semi-works, so I'm going to be able to do the live stream and find my writing. If I ever need to get rid of all my distractions, I know what to delete.
Yeah.
But I also cannot see the time, so I have no idea what time it is. Second thing of that, I did pull a quick costume change while I was getting stuff done because I had to restart my computer. Um, this week has been really stressful, and when I get stressed out, I forget to, well, okay, forget meaning intentionally avoid showering for like weeks on end. For anybody out there who feels guilty about that, I gotta be honest, as long as you brush your hair and change your clothes into clean clothes and use deodorant, nobody can tell for like a month and a half as long as you're careful. And even then, if you use hair product, it covers the grease pretty well.
You use dry shampoo. Dry shampoo works great.
Yeah,
I
like
have
if
dyed
you ever
hair,
hit a rough
so
patch or run out of running water, as long as like you have clean clothes and deodorant, be okay-ish.
and you're not
It hasn't
outside a
been that
whole
long at
lot.
all for me, but it's,
Caveat on that.
you
If
know,
you're not
figure
outside a
it's
lot.
helpful for anybody who feels guilty. Yeah, if you're running around outside, then you're screwed. And then, but yeah, so I got like 50 words done because I had to delete Google Chrome off of my computer again because it opened up 1,000 of itself. Google Chrome just went, I am going to create many clones.
Oh,
And
yeah, no,
it
stop
was
that.
infinite. So I had to take care of that issue like really quickly. On the student project thing, when I was in 7th grade for my English class, I did a project on Tasmanian devils and the facial tumor disease thing, which is actually really fascinating. Um, in 6th grade, I did the BP oil spill, and I still have that on my home computer somewhere. Which, it's actually a pretty good presentation for like 2011.
In 6th grade.
Yeah, in 6th grade, like it had the information. It was pretty well put together. It looks like a kid put it together, but for a 6th grader, that's pretty good.
Nice.
All
All right,
right.
let's go ahead and do our last sprint. It is 10 minutes long. It is 47 past. In case you were curious, Jay, it is 5:47.
Thank you.
And we're gonna go for 10 minutes. So we'll see you guys at 3 of. Okay, that is time. And pronoun, if it helps any, my memory is really, really good about what happened in different years growing up because I moved a lot. So it's good for like pegging those milestones of knowing exactly which year things happened because I was in Delaware, or I was in Ohio, or I was in New York, or I was in Florida. So yeah, I don't know if I would remember.
I got 111.
What was that?
I got 111.
Nice.
And yeah, mostly how I categorize time is before creek construction, after creek construction, and then also by the way my room smelled. And that sounds weird, but occasionally I will get a whiff of something when I'm walking along and I'll be like, well, that smells like fourth grade. It's never something that makes sense because it's just a combination of like what detergent we were using and like my stuffed animals or something I owned, and it never makes sense. Except for, you know, that plastic smell that is generally involved with like plastics that touch water,
Yes.
like kiddie pools and stuff.
Yes.
That smell every single time I am sitting in my backyard during my 6th birthday party playing with a couple of friends I have not seen since. His name was Pucky the Whale, and I was very, very upset when he popped.
Oh no. I don't remember having a whole bunch of things like that growing up. I don't know. And it's funny because I've always lived by the water, except in Ohio, which was a weird time in my life. But like, I feel like I was never given water toys.
I mean, how old were you when you were in Ohio?
I was in Ohio from 8 to 10. Yes, 8 to 10.
Oh, that's the weird, like, puberty starting age. No wonder that was just a really weird time in your life. That's just when your brain...
Ohio's also just real weird.
Yeah, Ohio's also weird, but it's also when your brain's just going, and now you are hormone soup.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. Ohio was really weird for me because the school districts were weird.
Yeah.
The one that we were in, it was weird that we were in because there was like some weird gerrymandering that happened. So like we were on a little bus, just because it was literally just my neighborhood that was going to that school. The school itself is real weird. The way that things were set up. So like that's also a thing that like Ohio was a really weird experience for me, and it was what divided New York and Delaware, which were, I would say, comparatively normal. And so yeah, everything just marks out really well with that.
Yeah, it's like that's also just like a weird time in adolescence. It's like that, and then like 14 to 17-ish when you're starting to figure out like social skills and like style and what type of friends you like and how to make your own plans and not piss off your parents at the same time.
I was never good at that.
Like, oh, no, neither was I. I went on exactly like 3 sleepovers and they were all disasters. Turns out when I'm in strangers' houses, I like sleeping in the hallway for some reason. I don't know why. It just makes me more comfortable, and like especially then, I don't know. Also, I tried to climb out a window.
A lot of trouble in high school. I was one of those kids.
It was less that I got into trouble and more that I was just weird. Like, I skipped school exactly once, and it was on the one day they weren't taking attendance. And you know what I did? I went to the public library. I took the bus, got on, used the free bus pass we used for students, and then got on and went to the public library and then came back before the school day ended and just chilled. It was my senior year.
In high school, I was in Delaware, and everything is really far away. It's a rural area, so So there wasn't a whole lot of value to skipping school entirely, but like there were definitely those times where we would go out for lunch and be like, yeah, we're not going back, whatever. But then the flip side was that I lived 20 miles away from everybody else. So like I still had to get on that goddamn bus. So like I still had to like sneak in. Yeah. So I was not a school skipper per se, but like I was definitely the like getting busted for smoking outside and all of that. So
yeah, like my thing was that I showed up to school unreasonably early because I like to walk to school, and I liked when it was dark and there was nobody out, because I had a little brother and my house was loud and I didn't want to have to deal with it. And that is nothing against my little brother. It was just
yeah.
it was nice. It's weird. I like walking outside at like 3 a.m. and just going through the woods. And like people are like, oh no, that's dangerous. It's creepy. You're going to get hurt. All the incidents I have been during the daytime walking around. The worst thing that has ever happened to me walking in the dark is I slipped on ice, which happens in the daytime too. Like, that's it. And for the most part, it's just cold and dark, and you can see the stars and talk to yourself, and nobody bothers.
Yeah, it's also a big thing about like where you are. There are certain areas where I would definitely not in Atlanta at 3 o'clock in the morning, but Atlanta's a pretty god-awful place at night.
Yeah.
Except I've absolutely done it during Dragon Con because like everything is so crazy during that you know. I mean, there's so many more people out, but
I mean, when you're like inside of like a city area, then like it's a little bit different because there's a higher concentration of people who are goddamn weird and up at 4 a.m, and that includes me. And so, but it's a little bit different because the suburb I live in, which is it's not actually DC, but is spiritually DC because that is how cities work.
Which one is it?
It's just.
Because I know the area
well. There's woods. Oh, is my connection failing again? Darn it.
Oh. All right. Well, on that note.
All right. Let's try that again. What was your question?
Oh, I just wanted to know where in the DC area you were. Oh, no.
Give me a second. It's breaking up real.
Oh. Just so you guys know, that was our last sprint. We are done for the day. We are about to call it a day. I'm just going to wait until Jay can pop back on for us to.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. So it is that time though.
Yeah.
So do you have anything going on that you want to let people know?
I mean, I'm Jay. I'm 22. Technically, I help run the Taking Over Clinton Discord server, where we organize a whole bunch of queer people moving to Clinton, Iowa, which is a small town. But other than that, I write werewolves. Occasionally, I stream. If you send me a message on YouTube or something and ask me to stream, I will do it. And my email is still in the WordStitch write-ins sign-up sheet. If you happen to need it, if anybody wants to, and it's pretty accessible. And that's about it.
That reminds me, I got to make sure that we have what's going on for next week. If I die right now, no, it's okay. Okay. So we've got you and Nikki next week. Awesome. Okay. So
good. I love Nikki.
Yes. So I am Chloe, and I do have a book coming out on Friday that I am reading right now that will be up on Booksprout for ARC reading tomorrow because I am cramming everything together. So if you are interested in reading the final book in my Candy for Demons quartet, it will be available for ARC readers tomorrow. It'll be available for everybody else on the 19th. Also, I am now on Twitch. I am streaming these, and I am also I'm going to start streaming a couple of weird older games I've picked out Dear Esther and also World of Goo to start with. And we'll go from there and see what happens. So if you are interested in following me on Twitch and seeing some weird older games or also just word sprints, I am on Twitch as Chloe Alice Balkin. I don't think it's in the footnote for this. And I think that's everything. So you guys all have a great week. Oh, and I've also got this crazy schedule. Sorry, really quick. That is our crazy schedule right now. I am streaming Monday through Friday at random times throughout the day. So,
question: are there sign-up sheets for those days too, or just for Mondays?
no, those are just my little like extra rise and write things because we're kind of in like a holding pattern until Sandy gets back and we figure out where to go from there.
Yeah. I figured I'd ask in case I missed something.
No, that's fair. Those are, that is my morning show that is turned into like also a night show and a slightly later in the morning show until Sandy comes back and we can reassess what we're doing with the channel.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So we will see you guys next week or sometime during this week on these other time slots. And in the meantime, good luck, everybody, and get your writing done.